those of us who are activists or community organizers or independent media, many times we sit back there and wonder, how is it that people's minds work in such a manner that we allow a corporate structure to take advantage of us? Well, you know what? It isn't individuals within a corporation per se in that modal. It really is just a self-perpetuating structure. I want to show you something. Saturday Night Live has been doing some great skits and some great analyses over this last several weeks. I mean, I've been very amazed with some of what they've come out with. But this one beats them all. And I doubt people probably saw this and started to laugh about it. I want you to check out. I kind of cut it up a bit because I wanted to shorten it. But I want to talk about this. Okay, what that shows is from being radically opposed to what you consider oppressive, but when you're invited into the fold, suddenly you make yourself available, but not only available, but you take on that of the master. I mean, it is a human condition, right? We like to consider ourselves a meritocracy. And in the process, we think if I'm good, if I work hard, then the natural progression is that I will grow, I would make it forward. Well, in the type of economy that we have, that is not possible for most, right? Because you have a small, slim group of folks that would be considered what we call the executives or the wards of the plutocracy, or I call it by several different names. So what you find here is that you have to be chosen. Meritocracy is not enough. You have to be chosen. Now, all systems don't have to work that way. We have cooperatives where you can have an establishment of a company where things are more spread out, where it is more meritorious for those who work. But in the form of economy that we have, it's not possible. So when you're chosen from the masses, you find a reason to be. And if you take a look at the way that skit was written, it started out with the earring. Get rid of that earring. It's not how we do things in our corporate America. And he rebelled against it. And then they're all young and they're rebelling against the corporate state, the corporate structure, because you're working for the man and you are making the profits. But then you were chosen. Somebody came and chose you and said, hey, wouldn't you like to go upstairs? And you suddenly feel the human part, the human flaws that we all have, or that many of us have, or that a lot of us we all have, but most succumb to is, wait a minute, what do I do here? And if you notice, the lady in the skit, eventually it went from cursing on the boss to actually saying, oh yeah, the boss knows what he's doing. And then the boss himself, after bringing the first person in, as he has the other people mounting the protest, he bring them into the fold one by one. So you tap off the leaders of the protest one by one, you calm the issue, and you move on forward. I mean, the skit is a very powerful skit for those who see or those who wrote it. They understand the concept. Take a look at it again, because you have sometimes some people may have to listen to it several times and see the machination. And by the way, I cut out a whole lot of things to make it sort of 2 minutes instead of the 3 minutes and something seconds. You may want to go to the NBC site and see the original that is actually full length. But that was an excellent skit that tells us about the persistence and why it is that the corporate structure is so persistent, and why it is that it is long-lasting, because it plays and it preys on human nature, something that we have to get better at if we really want something that's equitable, if we really want an egalitarian society.